So before we can start drawing our portraits, we need to create a grid. A grid is going to allow us to draw with greater accuracy, as you'll see in upcoming demos. But first we need to get prepared to start drawing. So we need to draw a grid on this sheet of paper, which you should have received 3 sheets with your art supplies. It's a heavier paper. You can hear the weight when you jiggle it. Don't bend it or fold it because it can still be damaged, but you can see here also it's got a fine tooth to it. One side is smoother than the other, and you want to draw on the side that is rougher. So make sure you put your grid on the side that when you feel it has a bit more of a rough texture to it. So to grid your paper, you will need a pencil, an eraser for mistakes, and a ruler. I'm going to just flip my paper over and grid the back to be conserved materials. Okay, and it looks like this has got some smudges on it, but we'll keep going with the demo even though the paper is smudged because I'm going to draw on the front of this paper anyways. So we're making a 1-inch grid, which means what your drawing will be the same size as your photograph. And we'll put the same grid on the photo. To make this grid, we're going to start by measuring from the top right corner. And if you note, the ruler doesn't start on the very edge, it starts right here. So we're going to line that first line up. Okay, and I'm close to the top. And I'm going to make some points at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, and make sure you get right on that line as close as possible. 11, 12. And this is 14 inches, so I'll need to come over here and put one more in there. So now if I hold this up to you guys closer, you can see all my little points that I made. Okay, now this paper, let's see, we're going to do it on the bottom as well, and then we're going to draw our lines. These little dots give us a guide to line up our ruler so that we get straight lines. If you do not have 1-inch square boxes, your work will get distorted. So you want straight lines, evenly measured boxes. So we're taking a whole day to grid our paper and our photograph, which also needs the grid on it, which I will show you later. The reason we're taking so much time is for accuracy. You want to go very careful with this. Okay, so now, and if you noticed, I started gridding this up in this corner and I gridded it down. I made the dot starting from this corner too. That will ensure that if there's any small inaccuracies, they are accounted for. Okay, so I know it's a little bit hard because my paper is bigger than the camera frame, but we're going to line up your ruler with the top dot and the bottom dot, and we're just going to make lines across. The dots help us make sure that our ruler is straight. So you can see lining them up down here, lining them up here. There's the lines. You want to go very carefully, and you want to go very slowly and lightly. If you have dark lines, they will show through in your final portrait, and that will take away from the beauty of your work. So very lightly create these lines. I'm even drawing them a little bit darker so that they show up on camera. If you make a mistake, just check and erase. Okay, so now I have my first layer of lines. Hold it up, you can't see me do that, but hold it up and make sure they're all, even if any are crooked, erase and redraw those. I'll let the camera refocus itself. Okay, so now we need to do the same method from top to bottom, but we need to, because our ruler is shorter, this is 14 inches long, we need to make 3 rows of dots. So I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to find this line here. Okay, and it should be 11 inches. So I'm lining, remember that edge is the ruler, it's the line, not the edge. My cat's playing with my pencil. They like to make appearances in all my videos. All right, so I have my middle line. And now I have my, I'm going to do my bottom line. Okay. Then I'm going to come up, and remember I'm always starting from the left corner here. Sorry, again, the cat is going after my pencil. Fun. Okay. So now I'm going to line it up. And the first thing I'm going to line it up with is I'm going to draw to that center line. So from the top to the center. Then all I'm going to do is shift it down and continue that line from the center to that bottom point. Okay. And I'll do a couple more and then I'll just flip it over so you guys can see, so you don't have to watch me draw all these lines. Okay. So you can see I'm drawing them and they're going from the top line to the center dot to the bottom dot. So top dot, center dot, bottom dot. And when you get all your lines in and straight, it will look like this. All right, now in the next video, I will demo how to grid your photograph.